Welcome to the Tony Gaskin Show, best-selling author, celebrity life coach, and international speaker. The purpose of this show is to bring you motivation, inspiration, and education in the areas of life, love, and business. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get started. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tony. Got an email from a young lady. And before I read this, I want to give y'all a little tip that you will not believe and you did not know. But I actually do not read these emails before getting on the air. So I'm reading these live and I am answering them live. You know how a lot of people who are in this position, and I see this with TV people, they have a note card and they've already thought out their points. They've already got their bullet points. So take that into consideration when you're listening to me. I'm kind of thinking and processing this as I am answering it. And although it may give some sort of solution, it actually isn't my absolute best answer, but I do it that way so that it's authentic. I don't want to be overly thought out. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you, because I know it's not typically done like that, and you probably assume I read the question 3 or 4 times and I've talked through the answer 3 or 4 times and then came and recorded it. But if you know me, then you can probably tell that, you know, I'm talking with you in the moment. Now, I got this question and it says, "Hi, Tony. First of all, I want to thank you for your transparent videos on relationships. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I've been following you on Facebook for about 8 months now. Recently, I got a call out of the blue from my ex-boyfriend, who I dated for about a year and a half, 18 months. He said that he missed me and wanted to know what I had been up to. He said he was thinking about our last Valentine's Day together and was going to send flowers to my job. He even said if we had still been together, he would have proposed. At the end of the call, he wanted to know if he could see me, but I was busy that day, so I told him it would have to be at another time. Shortly after, I learned through the grapevine that he had not been all the way honest with me because he has a girlfriend who he has been dating for 10 months, and she's 7 months pregnant. I felt betrayed and lied to. What I don't understand is why a man who has a baby coming in a matter of months would try to rekindle things with me when him and his girlfriend have a family on the way. Why would he hide this information from me? It's one thing to tell me that you're single and lie, but he has a baby on the way and he didn't tell me. After I found this out, he texted me back wanting to know when we could meet up. Should I confront him and tell him that I know he has a baby on the way? I'm just so puzzled on why he would do this. Thank you for your input, Tony. Please keep my name anonymous." And her name is, yes, I would definitely keep everyone anonymous. And this came in some time ago, so I'm pretty sure you have already answered him. But if not, or maybe for others who are going through something like this, remember this one thing. Do not hit the rewind button on life. Do not hit rewind. Life is meant to be lived forward. If you are with someone and you go up and down, in and out, you go through all the phases of a relationship and it does not work out, you have to break up, keep moving with your life. The only way you go back is if it is a clear sign from God. And if you are meant to go back, typically it's going to be like quickly, like within a few months, that they do a 180 in their life and they come back and they are a complete changed individual. 9 out of 10 times, if you break up with a man and you go back to that man, he's still going to be the same man. 9 out of 10 times. He's still going to try you. When my wife broke up with me when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, it was just after a couple of months. She broke up with me and I got her back 6 months later. I still was the same person. I was the same no good dog, playing a role, introducing her to my representative again. What changed me is she got pregnant, we got married, and I still was trying to be a no good man, and she checked me, and she let me know that she was leaving me. And she was going to divorce me and leave me and raise our son alone. And the man inside of me that was asleep, because the grown boy was wide awake, the man deep down inside of me, it reached down to him and it nudged him and it woke him up and it said, you gotta wake up. You gotta come out, because if you don't, you're gonna lose your marriage and you're gonna lose your first child. You dreamt of seeing what your seed would become and what he would look like. And your father ran the race and he raised you in the home, and it benefited you, for him being there. And you need to be there. And that's what changed, because she showed me she was serious. She showed me she meant business. So I realized if I wanted to keep this woman and I wanted to be in the home and raise my child, knowing that she's a good woman, I got to stop trying this woman, because I'm going to push her away. Me trying to make her change and accept me for the grown boy that I am is not going to work. So if you go through all of those ups and downs and you still have to leave because this man would not mature and would not grow up, then do not look back. And this is this is more proof to that idea. With this man coming back to you, wasting your time when he's in a relationship and his girlfriend has a baby on the way. And yes, you should tell him he has a baby on the way, and tell him never to contact you again. And if you're talking to him right now, you've met up with him, you're doing the wrong thing. You're wasting your time. You're going to get yourself hurt. So yes, you should tell him, do not contact me again. I know you have a girlfriend and I know you have a baby on the way. And move on with your life, because he is wasting your time. And the reason why he's doing that, because, why would a man do that? The reason why he's doing that is because you're a good woman and he ruined the relationship and pushed you away. And you all had to break up because he was a grown boy. And that's why he's coming back to you. I know it's not the other way around, like you cheated on him or beat on him, or because you would have mentioned that and he wouldn't be coming back to you if that was the case. He's coming back because you were a good woman and he has a soul tie with you. He lost you and he tried to find a replacement with you. And he gave her what he wanted to give you, a child. And he's trying to be with her and make it work with her, but he does not love her. He loves her, but he's not in love with her. He actually has more love for you, but he's not in love with you either, because he's not man enough to elevate to the level that you are living on, so he can't be man enough for you. But he knows that you can make him a better man. He knows that you're an amazing woman. He knows that he shouldn't have let you get away. He knows that he should mature and grow up and be with you. And now, where he has this small desire to do so, he can't, because he's trapped. And he doesn't still know how to be a man and say, look, I'm in a relationship and I have a baby on the way, but I made a huge, huge mistake. Like, I want to be there for my child, but I'm not in love with this woman, and I don't want to be there with her. I made a mistake, and I know a baby should never be a mistake, and that's a huge, huge mistake to make, because this is a human being that is coming into this world that I need to be a responsible man for, but she is not the one for me. You are the one for me. I want to love you. I want to be with you. I will do 12 sessions with that guy, Tony Gaskins, that you listen to on YouTube and Facebook. I will go to counseling, at the church or around the corner to Dr. Such and Such. In addition to the life coaching from Tony, I will read a book a week or a book a month and write a summary and give it to you. I want to go to church with you. I want to do couples counseling with you. I want you to forgive me, to accept me, to understand that I did not know who I was. I did not know what I was doing. I did not know where I was going, and I made a huge mistake. And I just have to stop it now, because it's not fair to this woman or to my child that I drag her along and that I be in a relationship that I don't want to be in, and that I will continuously cheat on her because she's not who I want to be with. That would have been the mature thing for him to say. but maybe 1 out of 1,000 men will have the wherewithal or the maturity or the mental capacity to express themselves in that way, because it's just not something that we as men typically do. It's not something that we don't know how to do. It's something that we don't want to do because it requires humility and embarrassment and you getting over your ego, getting over yourself. And most men just don't want to admit their fault and admit they're wrong because of the stubbornness of the male ego, that mindset, that mentality that, my way or the highway, I'm right and you're wrong. And even when I'm wrong, I will fight to prove that I'm right. And that's just how men are on average. That's just how we are. I'm the same way in a lot of ways. And so I get it. But he's not being a man, and you should not be less of a woman just because he's unwilling to be a real man. So you have to protect you. You have to protect him. You have to protect his girlfriend and his child that's on the way by removing yourself and telling him never contact me again. And don't even say until you get your life together, until you get your situation together. Just tell him never contact me again. And if he gets his life together and he gets his situation together, he's going to contact you anyway. So you saying that is not going to stop it. But if he does contact you, he needs to know, he needs to come all the way correct with a complete, full explanation. And then he needs 6 months to 12 months of showing and proving that he has changed. Because it has happened to where a man goes to this next woman as a rebound, gets her pregnant because he's hurting. See, men a lot of times don't heal. See, we don't heal. We just try to cover it up. So we try to bury it, but it's still there, alive and kicking and fighting and screaming, that grown boy within us, those mistakes. And instead of us trying to heal it and fix it, we try to cover it up. And we will cover it up oftentimes with sex. And it'll be random sex with random women. And it'll be random sex with a woman, because that is our consolation, because we cannot, grab a baby bottle and sit and drink, suck on the baby bottle. We can't grab a pacifier and sit and suck on the pacifier. We can't go to our mother and sit and suck on her breast as if we were a 6-month-old, 2-month-old baby. But yet we are still a grown boy on the inside. We're still screaming out, crying for help, for someone to understand us, for someone to help us, for someone to teach us how to be a man. And because we can't grab our teddy bear like we could go to sleep with when we were 5 years old, because we can't go lie on our mother's shoulder and cry, because we can't get a pacifier or a bottle, guess what? We go and we have sex. We go and we have sex, or we go to the strip club and we throw away a lot of money and sleep with prostitutes. And I'm saying we so that I'm not, talking down to the man, although this is not what I did and not what I do. I did try to heal with sex. I did do that, and so I recognize that, and I know that to be real and to be true. But some men, it may be other things. It may be sex and gambling. Some sex, gambling, alcohol, drugs, some crime, drugs, sex, gambling. Depending on that man's pain determines the level of his, acting out and what he's going to do. So this guy was hurting. He had a soul tie, didn't understand it, didn't want to listen and watch YouTube videos like you, didn't want to follow people, like myself on Facebook, didn't want to read books. And instead he tried to self-soothe, and he got a woman pregnant that he doesn't even love. And now he's trying to have his cake and eat it too. He realized the error in his ways. He realized his mistakes, and he doesn't know how to fix it. He's lost and he's confused. What you can do for him is get this on YouTube, when you hear this, or Facebook or wherever you hear it, and send them the link to it and let them listen to it. And young man, you need to work on yourself. You need to own up to your mistakes. You need to become a man. You're not getting any younger. Read my book, The New Guy Code. Any grown boy send them a copy of The New Guy Code. Read The New Guy Code. Read my book, Real Love. Just go to Amazon.com, type in Tony Gaskins, get Real Love, get Mrs. Right, get Single Is Not a Curse, get The New Guy Code, sit down and read. Read a book a week, a book a month, take notes, then go and take a course. Go to a seminar. Get on Eventbrite.com and look at seminars in your city for that week. If you can't find anything, go to TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Take the Real Love University. What changed me is by getting new knowledge. When you get new knowledge, it replaces the ignorance. When you get new knowledge, now you are enlightened. Now you know what to do, how to do it, and you just have to implement. That's what you got to do, young man. You got to get your life together. Get your life together. Own up to being a grown boy and be a grown man. And when you become a grown man, everything in your life that you've dreamed of, that you've hoped for, it starts coming to pass. I'm realizing my dreams. I'm earning more money than I ever really dreamt of earning at this level in my life, all because I got my life in order, because I became a real man, because I learned how to love myself. I learned how to love my wife, how to love my kids, and that benefited my life in every way, socially, economically, spiritually, mentally, physically. Become a man, grow up, become a man, implement what you learn, change your life. And for the ladies that's dealing with this, these grown boys, keep going, keep moving. The best thing you can do for him is to let him go so he can grow. As long as you're there and you're pacifying him, you're being his pacifier, you're being his breast, you're being his teddy bear, his human teddy bear, he will continue to use and abuse you and hurt you, hurt himself, ruin his life, ruin your life. Let him go so he can hit rock bottom. See what that feels like, and it will make him want to get up and do something different. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. If you have a question for me, please send it in to inbox@TonyGaskins.com, inbox@TonyGaskins.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will talk soon.